Good morning, everyone. It's Brenda Quintana here, and today I am going to show you how to make a really cute box for holding Rolos. And we have a new product, and they're called Acetate card boxes, but they make the perfect little holder. I'm going to show you right here for holding some Rolos. And what I did with these little guys is I created little channels for the little Rolos to stay in. You can get really pretty colored Rolos usually 2 times a year, right before spring. And then also you can get them in fall and Christmas. Usually you can get them in fall colors, and then you can also get them in Christmas colors. And these are the spring color ones, and I just happened to have some of these left over, and I thought they looked really cute, so I did them in the spring colors. But they also would look really super cute in just the plain gold foil ones, because they'll be all gold in all of the rows, but they'll still look really elegant. You can also, if you don't want to just use plain white cardstock, you can change out the color of cardstock in the back. Maybe if you're using all gold, change it up for maybe for this particular one. Maybe change it up for the Magenta Madness color in the background, so that the gold ones would pop a little bit more. So you can make them according to what kind of Rolos you have. It's always fun when you can find different color foil though. So look for those in the stores, but don't be discouraged if you can only find the gold foil ones this time of year. Just change out the cardstock in the back, and it will really help it to pop a little bit. Good morning to everyone who's joining me this morning. I just think this is just such a cute little project. So cute. I'm going to show you how to make it. One of the things that I'll just tell you about, when I was creating the cover, I wanted a cover that was snug but not tight. So I'm going to show you a little trick to make this cover just perfect, so it's not too loose and not too tight. But you're going to have to probably watch my video tutorial to figure this out, because it is maybe not something that will come logical to most people. I also have a wonderful little project sheet for all my email list subscribers that will be sent out on Saturday. That's when my project sheets go out in the mail. This allows me, after I have done the tutorial live, sometimes have to tweak things. Maybe I change around a step, or maybe I forgot something. It gives me a chance to go back instead of just mailing it out right away. It gives me a chance to tweak it and make sure it's just right before I send it out in the mail. So look for that in your inbox sometime on Saturday. All right, guys, I am ready to dive in and get started. If you have any questions along the way, if I'm live, please go ahead and ask them, and I'll try and answer them right on the live. I usually do this right at the very end, so I don't get distracted with my demonstrating. But if you're watching this as a recording later on, please go ahead and post the question in the comments below, and I will try and get to them later. Okay, let me switch cameras and I will show you how to make this. Okay, let me just also make sure my mic is on the correct one. All right, so let's talk a little bit before we dive in. Let's talk a little bit about the supplies that I use. The main bundle I used is Nothing's Better Than. It comes with this cute stamp set and the coordinating dies. I used this stamp set on a card set earlier in the week, and I just love it. It is just so much fun. And for those cards, I used the cocktail, the cookie, and the coffee cup. And I didn't use the chocolate one. So today I'm going to use the chocolate one instead, so that we can get really good use out of this. So you definitely need this bundle if you're going to do it in the same way I did it. I'm also using the layering circles dies, and that's for this little layer up here at the top. I think it looks so cute with the little scallop edges right there. The other thing, let me grab them, are these new acetate card boxes. And I'm going to assemble one of these on the camera. They're very quick to assemble, but that's what I'm housing these little Rolo guys in. And I just think that just looks so cute and elegant. Like if I just had a handful of Rolos, little Rolos stuck, there we go. If I just had a handful of Rolos and I put them in this box, it wouldn't look quite as elegant as if I put them in rows. Now it looks like someone spent some time, and this might be a nice little seller at a craft fair, or how about, you know, little favors, gifts to hand out for friends, teachers, things like that. It takes Rolos, which are more of an ordinary candy, and turns them into something elegant. Okay, so let me slide this in here. I'm going to show you from start to finish. We will start off by creating the cover. And this is probably the hardest part of the whole thing. And it's not really hard. You just need to pay attention to this. Okay, to start off, the cover piece measures 8.5 by 3 1/8 inches. This is also a really great measurement because you can get 3 covers out of an 8.5 by 11 piece of cardstock. So the starting measurement again is 8.5 by 3 1/8. Put one of the long pieces up at the top, one of the long sides up at the top, and you're going to put it right into the corner. And then we're going to score at the 3, let me use this side, the 3 1/8 inch mark and the 8 1/8 inch mark. Now here's the little trick. We are going to slide this piece over 1/16 of an inch. And you're probably saying, no, we can't do that. You can absolutely do that. It's not a big deal. You're just going to slide it over from the left-hand side, and see this little line right here. You've got this little white line at the edge. That's like the end line. And then you've got this little smaller tick, 1 in. That whole, that from that measurement from the edge to that little short first line, that's 1/8 of an inch. So you just need to slide this over half that distance. So I'm just going to slide it over. It's harder to see, unfortunately, since I'm using early espresso cardstock, but hey, let me just show you. So if I had this here with it would be white, I'm just going to slide it over so it's in between this line on the end and this first little half line or short line. Okay, so let me do that with my correct cardstock here. Okay, we're just going to slide it over 1/16. Okay, and then we're going to score now at the 4 1/8 inch mark. Leave it where it's supposed to be, and then move it to this, and then score at the 7 1/4 inch mark. Okay, so now I've given myself 1/16 of a difference, and that is going to make all the difference for sliding that cover on and off. Now we're going to fold this along the score lines. Fold it all in the same direction. Okay, and we're going to bring this piece together. So I'm going to fold over this piece. I've got one of the segments in the skinny end segment here. I don't know if you can see that. This is the skinny end segment. And I'm going to take Tombow. So I've got the skinny end segment and this other segment folded over on my left side here. And I'm just going to put Tombow on my, oops, I just opened a new bottle. Just put Tombow on the skinny end segment, not this one, just the skinny end one. And then I'm going to fold over this end and line it up. When you do it this way, everything lines up perfectly, and you don't have to try and hold it in the air and try and line it up like that. And then just hold that for a few seconds, and you can fold it back this way too. And now this box is like an open-ended box. That's our little slider that we need for later. All right, now we're going to glue together all the pieces we need for the front cover. So for that, first of all, let's stamp. We need a little scrap piece of cardstock. Oh, Whenever I need a little piece of scrap cardstock, there never is one. Okay, so let's stamp the chocolates first. And I'm going to take Early Espresso, ink up my outline, and then I'm going to fill it in with Sahara sand. Just gonna clean this. I think I inked this up in a different color. I was experimenting. Make sure that's dry. Ink this up in Sahara sand, and if you were with me on my card tutorial earlier this week, these do not line up exactly. So there is a little gap from the edge to the outline. Don't let that bother you. That is the style of the stamp. You will not get it perfect because there will be a gap. So you have to imagine this is the style of stamp that it is with the filler. I have a set of sheets that are like that, you know, with the outline and the inside stamped or created a little bit off center. If you don't like that look, but you still love this bundle, you can always color these in, stamp the outline and then color them in maybe with Stampin' Blends or another coloring method. And then you won't be like, oh, this is off center. So just so you know that that's the look that this creates. Okay, let me put these aside so I don't stick my fingers in them. Okay, then you're going to run them through with the little die that comes with the die set. So it's this little one. Run it through your die cutting machine, and this is what you're going to get. You're also going to run through the Love You More Than Chocolate words, and actually you're going to just run through Love You More, because we're not going to do the word chocolate. There is the word chocolate, but I just need love you more and then. Okay, that's all on one die. And I ran that through with Early Espresso cardstock. Then I ran through the layering circles with the second largest smooth circle and the largest scallop circle. And this color is Magenta Madness. On my blog, you can click through on the description of this video. On my blog, there is a complete supply list. So if there's anything that you're looking for to complete this project, please click on over there and you will be directed to the right spot. Okay, let's glue all of these together. So let's start off with these little chocolates, and I'm going to just take them and adhere them to the very bottom of my circle. Actually, the other thing you could do with these chocolates, pop them up on some dimensionals. That would be cute too. My glue is so gluey this morning. I just opened a new bottle because my bottle was getting really dry. So what happens when I have too much glue on the back of some words? I just take a scrap piece of cardstock, I pull it out of my garbage, and I smoosh down the little glue blobs so that they don't get too gluey on there. Then I'm going to take this, come straight up, and the top of the L is going to hit the top of my circle, like that. And then I'm going to come in here with my U. Sometimes it really helps if you lay everything out first before, you know, picking up each word and gluing it separate. Get rid of some of the glue blobs. But since I've already got my sample, oops, just dropped this. Since I've already got my sample right here, I'm just going to follow along on my sample so that I get everything into the right place. This I think needs to go over a little bit more. Okay. So I'm just getting these. I wanted to show you, I could have glued these down ahead of time, but I wanted to show you how I do them. You can also use our adhesive sheets, and adhere a piece of early espresso to the adhesive sheet, then run it through the die machine, and then each of the words will already have adhesive on them. That's what I probably should have done. But I want to show you how to do it this way too. So you got love you more, and then I've got my then, and again, too much glue is coming off on here. So I'll just smush it down, get some of it off. And then I'll just add my then on here, like that. So this doesn't look that great, but because it's all brown and white. And then you want to add it to the Magenta Madness Scallop Circle. And this color is so pretty, it just pops. So for the Rolo colors in my set that have blue and green in them too, so you could like switch out the color on the back and switch out the color of the ribbon if you like. Earlier, I tied a little bow with Magenta Madness. It's this beautiful in color ribbon. Everything matches so well. And I'm just going to take this little bow and add it to a mini glue dot. And then I'll just add it to my circle. Sometimes you have to, like, with the bow and the knot, you get the glue dot on, then you have to kind of manipulate it a little bit to get it to sit right where you want it. Isn't that pretty? And then I'm going to put my little tab to the bottom. Okay, it's already there. And then I'll just take this and add it to the front. Make sure it's straight and centered. See, it just fits really perfectly on the front. I'm looking at that, making sure it's okay, somewhat centered. See, we're working along. Okay, now it's time to, okay, we're not going to assemble a card box yet. We're going to take our big shot again. And I want to create this little piece on the inside. This is a little insert that I have on the inside, and we're going to create that little piece. I'll show you how I did that. So you're going to take a piece of regular Whisper White cardstock. It doesn't have to be the thick, but it could be if you wanted it to be. I'm just using the regular Whisper White, and this piece measures 5 5/8 by 3 inches. And we are going to score this piece at, this piece of course will go right in the corner. We're not going to do any creative shifting, okay? So it's going to stay right in the corner, and we'll score at the 7/8 inch mark, the 1 5/8 inch mark, the 2 3/8 inch mark, the 3 1/4 inch mark, the 4 inch mark, and the 4 3/4 inch mark. Oops. All right, now the pattern to fold this, we're going flat, and then we're going to create a mountain, flat, and then we'll create a mountain. Okay, so the outer pieces of this are flat, then there's, and the centerpiece is flat, okay? And so this is what it looks like on the inside. Now yesterday when I did this, you could just shove this into the box and have the Rolos be in there. It's a little harder to get it in if you have this loose piece. So I decided I was going to pin it down so that it would stay in place and maintain its shape. So just take another piece of cardstock, the same color, and this one measures 3 inches by 3 inches. I'm going to flip this over, and I'm going to put Tombow on all the flat areas, not the mountains. So I'm just going to, this one's a flat area, and flat area. And I'm going to start off by taking one of the ends that has glue on it, and I'm going to line it up with the edge of my 3 by 3 square. And then once it's lined up, I'm just going to push it down with my fingers. Then I'm going to go to the opposite end. Ignore the center. I'm not going to adhere it down yet. And if you want, you can pop this up a bit. And so the center is popped up for the moment. And then I'm going to line up my opposite end with the edge of the 3x3 square and pin it down. Then I'm going to come to the center and pop it down. And here's just one little trick. I want to kind of keep an eye on my little mountains here and make sure they look equal. Like make sure they look like equal mountains instead of one being really thick and one being really thin. And you can do this on the other side too. See, this one has a little bit more on one side. So you want to make sure they look equal. And when they look good, then you can push down on the center. Okay. And now you've got a piece that isn't going to spring open when you open the box. It's just going to hold your little rows in place and make them look pretty. All right, that is all there is to the insert piece. And as I said before, you can make this in whatever color you want. If you're using gold foil Rolos, then choose maybe a color for the background so it doesn't look so bland. I like to use white for mine because I had colored Rolos. All right, now we're gonna dip into an acetate card box. Just grab one of these. They're very easy to assemble. Just go in the center of the box and fold them in the opposite direction. Okay. And then we're just going to fold down all the little tabs. And then we're also going to fold in these little end pieces. I'm making it look much harder than it really is. And fold this in. This one in too. Sorry. Okay, that's all there is to assembling the little clear box. And now open up one end. And you want this end to be down. Don't try and do it this direction because the lid is going to be in the way. I'm just going to put this down and then I'm going to get this ready to slide in. And then you can choose some Rolos. I keep mine frozen because I do other things with mine. I do little Rolo treats where I need to make sure that they're frozen. But you can choose whatever colors you want if you have the colored ones. If not, just put in all gold. So I'm going to get the first row ready to go. And then I'm going to kind of shove it in. And then let's see, I've got some green ones. Line it up. And then I'll do a row of pink. Okay. And then just keep shoving, shoving, shoving. And then you're going to close up the box. Close it up. It's not hard. It's just hard when you can't bring it close to your body because you want to be on camera. Okay, and then all you need to do is take your, I don't know which one I created. I think this is the one I created today. You just shove this in like that. And you can see how nice this fits. I should pull out some of my other covers that I made without the creative shifts that I did, just to kind of show you. Okay. So I did one that was like right the same size dimensions as the box. I think it's, no. Okay, I don't think I have that one anymore. I'm pulling these out of my garbage. But anyway, I had one that was the exact dimensions of the box and it was really, really tight. Maybe it's this one here. Okay, and it just fits. And you can, sometimes when you're creating it, it will be okay, and other times it will be too tight. So I like giving them that extra 1/16 of an inch so you're not like pushing out. Because I made a second one of these just to test it out and it was way too tight. Didn't like it. And then I did one where there was a 1/8 inch measurement and it's a little gappy. And then when you squish it, when you hold it, it gets a little squished. So I didn't really like that. And then I did this one, change the dimensions the other way, and you lift it up and this almost falls off. So I just decided that my creative little way of doing that little shift with the 1/16 of an inch was a far better idea. It slides on nicely. It's just snug enough, but it's not too tight. So there you go, a little chocolate box. And who would think that ordinary Rolos would look so pretty in a little box like that, right? So, so pretty. All right, I'm gonna come back and talk to you guys. See if you have any questions. My hair got all messed up while I was leaning over my project. All right, I'm gonna come back and answer your questions. Good morning to everyone who's joined me. Someone asked me, Mrs. Brenda, are you ready for your son to go back to Canada to school? Sniff, sniff, he's leaving tomorrow morning really, really early. I handled empty nester phase 1 last August really, really well. And this is going to be really hard because, at the end of high school, they're just ready to go out into the world and be like their own people. And, he was just ready to go. And I was ready for him to have that experience. And now he's come back after being gone for what? It was like probably about 7 months. He came back and he was a different person. Not a bad way. He was like more of an adult. He came back and he's nice. He's been if he gets up with us, my husband and I always stretch after a walk, and he's been walking with us in the morning. He made us breakfast this morning. Such a great kid. He has just been so wonderful. He's cooked with me, baked with me, worked hard. He's got his job for the summer, but when his job is done for the day, he'll help me out. He's just a great kid. Anyway, it's just going to be harder the second time, He can't come back here and do this to me again. No, he can come back anytime. I'm just kidding. But it's like, wow, I'm not prepared for the whole empty nester thing happening again. It's hard, isn't it? So, and okay, have you two made the cookies yet? Yes, we made the cookies yesterday. Yes, we did. We made, they were peanut butter, oatmeal, white chocolate, and regular chocolate chip. They're really, really good. Oh, they were so good. We had them last night. They were warm out of the oven. We had them after dinner. Okay. Someone asked a question. For the 1/16 measurement, can you use the Stampin' trimmer if you don't have a scoring board? I'm going to have to think about that one. You know what? Yes, except the measurement will be like a little different. Let me grab my thing. If you can handle 16th measurements, you know what? I can show you. How about that? I'm going to bring my trimmer over. If you give me a second, I'm going to cut a piece of cardstock and I'm going to show you how to do it. Okay? All right, I'm going to show you how to do it. Let's see. This won't be on the project sheet, by the way, just so you know. This is just for people watching the video in case you want to see how to do it on a trimmer. Okay, so I've got this should be Early Espresso, but I chose Whisper White. You'll be able to see it a little bit better. It's the same measurement, starting measurements. It's 8.5 by 3 1/8. So you're going to start off 3 1/8. So move this over to 3 1/8. It's right there. My scoring blade is right here. 3 1/8. Then you're going to move this over to 4 1/16. So instead of 4 1/8 that I said before, it's 4 1/16. So it's one tick after the 4. Okay. then score. And then shift again, and this time you're going to be at 7 3/16. Okay, so I need to bring up my ruler, which I hardly ever do, but 7 3/16. So it's going to be 3 little ticks. 1, 2, 3, 7 3/16, and then score, and then come back to 8 1/8. Okay, so all right, that should work. So measurements again, you're going to start off at, let me write this down so you can see it, and then you can take it off the video. So you'll start, the first one will be 3 1/8. The second one will be 4 1/16. The third one is 7 3/16. And the last one is 8 1/8. Can you see that? So 3 1/8, 4 1/16, 7 3/16, and 8 1/8. Okay? And that's how you would do it. It should work out to be the same. We measure it. Here, let's put it on the, I won't glue it, but let's just put it on here and see. Yep, it should work out just the same. All right, I hope that answers your question. I'm glad I wrote down those measurements beforehand, because I was working stuff out and I had them just as a workaround, so I could figure out my measurements. Okay. And someone asked me what my new favorite in color is. Okay, I love blues, so I do like Misty Moonlight. I'm just looking at my colors here. I think my second favorite one would be Magenta Madness. I do like Cinnamon Cider because we needed another brown, another warm brown. And I also like Just Jade. I think Cinnamon Cider and Just Jade for me will be probably about on the equal. I love yellows too, but Bumblebee, I don't use as much yellow. Yellow's really, really hard for me to use. I can use it in pops of color, but when I use too much yellow, it can kind of make things look jaundiced. I don't know if anyone else has trouble using yellow, but yellow is one of my hardest colors that I ever have to use on a card. So I tend to use yellows sparingly. So probably my least favorite, just because yellow is not, but I like the name Bumblebee, and it's a fun yellow. It's a fun bright yellow, a nice sunflower type yellow. But that's my order. What's your favorite in color? Tell me what your favorite in color is. I'd love to hear. Robin says she uses her Xyron to stick her little words. That's another good thing to do. I like using the adhesive sheets. Usually I'm like die cutting and playing around, and then I'm just like, oh, I'll just use my Tombow. That's what ends up being it. That's how it ends up being for me. Okay, I heard that they have a release date for the new die cutting machine. We do. Do they have a release date for the smaller die cutting machine? No. We do not have a release date for the smaller one. We do. The new die cutting machine is coming out next month for demonstrators. So if you want the new die cutting machine, the bigger one, and you're not a demonstrator yet, why not get the starter kit? The starter kit is such a good deal. We've got a few days left in June. The starter kit's $99. You get $125 worth of product. The June special, which we generally only have about 2 starter kit specials in a year. We've already gone through the celebration one, And so we might not have another one the rest of the year, but the starter kit special right now is add an extra bundle. How about getting this bundle, the one we just used for free? Nothing's better than you can add that onto your starter kit. That would be really cool, right? So you get $125 worth of product plus an extra bundle. Then, oh, sorry, not next month. In August, you can pre-order. Sorry, in August you can pre-order the die cutting machine. But right now, what you can do is you can see the holiday catalog online. We got to see the holiday catalog online as demonstrators this week, and we can order from it July 1st. So next week, we can already order from the holiday catalog. Then in August, you will be able to get the die cutting machine before everyone else. So you'll be part of my team if you join with me. So that will be really fun. I love my team. We meet online at least once a month. We have a team meeting. We have a Facebook group, and I just have a great bunch of people on my team. So if you haven't already thought about the starter kit, now is a great time to get it. You get an extra bonus with the bundle, and you get to get the die cutting machine in August. So, okay, that's my plug for the starter kit, but it is a really good deal. All right, let me see. Thank you. Someone said another amazing project. Hello, everyone. I have someone from Vancouver Island. I love Vancouver Island. So I don't know if you know, but I'm from Kelowna, British Columbia. So that's my hometown. And we, I don't know how many times we went camping as kids. We went at least once to Vancouver Island, and I have such fond memories. We camped near a long beach. Like there was a campground. I don't know if it's still there, but it was a campground, and you could just walk to Long Beach. It was close to Tofino, and I just loved it. We could see starfish and all the things in the tidal pools. It was amazing. I just a really great experience. And my family still all lives there, and I can't see them right now, and it's very sad. So don't make me sad. No, I love BC. BC's awesome. Okay, I'm blabbing a lot this morning. Oh, you're welcome. I'm so glad that I was able to help you figure out the measurements on the Stampin' trimmer. I probably will help someone else too that wants to do the box in the same way. Someone said blue is hard for me to use. Really? That's weird. I thought yellow was just a hard color to use. Blue is hard for you to use, huh? But the new blue is my favorite. But I'm a purple kind of crafter. Oh yes, purple's awesome. I'm so glad we have some new purples like Highland Heather and Gorgeous Grape. We were really, really missing some real true purples in our collection, and I'm so happy to have them. And I really love Purple Posy too. I'm just really sad we weren't able to get the ink formulation right, and so we just have the cardstock and in that one. And we do have the Purple Posy Stampin' blends, but we just never got the ink pad formulation right, so that was a bit sad. But it's those three purples are just awesome. All right, guys, I hope you have a great day. Remember, if you don't have a demonstrator and you want to place an order for anything I talked about today, just go down below in the description of my video, and you can click over to my blog, and it has a list of supplies down at the bottom that you'll need to make the project. If you have any questions, please email me, message me, and I will get back to you. If you like seeing my videos on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Just look for me. I'm in the pink shirt in the corner. Click on that, and it will take you to a place where you can subscribe. If you click on the little bell, you'll also get notifications of when I'm going live and when I have a video available. I hope you guys have a great weekend, and I know that you're gonna love the Nothing's More Than bundle. So make sure you get it because it's really fun. All right, take care, guys. Bye-bye.